Hello guys, this is Kaishiro. Welcome back. So for our video today, we're going to cover top 5 rogue decks of May 2023 OCG format. So forgive me if I don't have informative videos for the past couple of weeks or days because I contracted a flu and colds. So I'm just still recovering from it, and as you can hear, my voice is still husky, but I'm going to try my best to deliver this good content right now. So these are the decks that you should play if you are trying to compete and conquer the current metagame by not being too mainstream. These are the decks that has good chances of winning, and these are the good decks that I can recommend you right now. So yeah, let's get started. Coming at number 5, we have Sky Striker. So I personally think that Sky Striker can shine on a very diverse format due to the fact that they are a toolbox deck. When you say toolbox, they have a lot of kits that they work around on the current format, like Shark Cannon, Widow Anchor, Afterburners, and Jamming Waves, and many more. They have cards like this that can answer multiple problems and multiple occasions. So having this type of cards can really be beneficial for Sky Striker because they can answer various decks and meta decks, rogue decks on the current format, because the format is pretty much open for many decks that can compete and shine due to the balance format right now that we have on the OCG. So yeah, the toolbox nature of the Sky Striker will help them to answer the majority of relevant decks on the format. And personally, I think that the best feature of Sky Striker is having a lot of main deck space for meta-relevant hand traps such as DD Crow and Ghost Ogre, and they even have space for additional hand traps such as Effect Veiler that can they work around on the main deck of Sky Striker. Sky Striker has 15 to 18 slots for hand traps and utility cards. That's why I think that they are a very good deck right now in the format on the hands of right pilot, because if you know how to hand trap well on the meta relevant decks, you are pretty much good to go with Sky Striker, because you can easily choke out many decks right now on the format by having the meta relevant hand traps on your disposal. But the problem of Sky Striker is still the same. They can get easily wiped by Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster that can torment their back row strategy by setting up their floodgates, rather interruptions such as Widow Anchor and Shark Cannon. So yeah, I think that Lightning Storm and Feather Duster is a very uh, good card against Sky Striker. And the thing about Sky Striker is, I think that the level of this deck scales on the skill level of the pilot that are using the deck. I know that is a general application on Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think that the Sky Striker strategy is not the usual deck on your Yu-Gi-Oh gaming, because I think that you need to have a capable and a really skillful pilot to use this deck at the top level. So yeah, at number 5 we have Sky Striker. Coming at number 4, we have Sprite Tri Brigade. So this is a pretty much biased opinion from me because I'm a Tri Brigade player, but forgive me on this one because I personally think that Sprite Tri Brigade is still a good deck to play on the current format despite losing Sprite Elf on the previous ban list. I still think that Sprite Brigade has still gas to conquer the current format, because they can utilize the best link to rank 2 and level 2 monsters on the game, such as Gigantic Sprite and Tri Brigade Ferigit, and their interruption Double Dragon Lords. The bounce of Double Dragon Lords can be very obnoxious to a lot of decks right now that can get affected by it and choked by it. So yeah, I think the Tri Brigade is still a deck to be reckoned with right now due to their versatility and overall capability. But the problem is they can get affected by Phantasmi, because Phantasmi is quite popular right now because there are many link based decks that are running around on the format, such as the second best deck for me, Matmech. So Phantasmi can answer Matmech because they are based around link summoning, and also your Tri-Brigade Revolt won't resolve that much because of the Red Reboot. Red Reboot became a staple card on everyone's main deck to answer the pesky control decks such as Labyrinth and Runic, and more importantly, the super factorial of Matmech. So yeah, Red Reboot saw resurgence on everyone's main deck on the current format with the rise and popularity of Matmech. So that's why I think that Tri Brigade will struggle the same way with these type of cards. But Tri Brigade players are innovating talents, triple tactics talent on their main deck to answer hand traps such as Phantasmi and other relevant hand traps such as Diddy Crow and Ghost Ogre and sometimes Effect Vader. So yeah, I think that Tri Brigade is still a good deck, but not the best like they used to before on the January format. So yeah, I think that Sprite Brigade is a good deck right now that ranks on my fourth on this rogue deck tier list. At number 3, we have Trap Tricks. This deck surprised me, to be honest. I have seen a lot of Trap Tricks tops on the previous days on this week. And I think that Trap Tricks can literally compete on the format due to the same reason of Sky Striker, because they can utilize the toolbox type of deck they are capable of by playing the whole cards on Trap Tricks. They can pretty much cater the whole lineup of Trap Tricks to answer the format that they have on the current one. But I still think that Trap Tricks will struggle with the popular back row removal such as a Cosmic Cyclone that is very popular right now to answer Runic, and Evilly Match as well, because Trap Tricks rely on back row setup. That's why Evenly Match is a good card against them. They can get easily wiped by uh, Evenly Match. But Trap Tricks is a quite versatile deck for me. They can play a plethora of hand traps such as Dimensional Barrier, Droll, and Lockbird if they wanted to be a mid-range type of deck. They can play hand traps like this. But if they want to be more in a controlling position or controlling manner, they can swap their hand trap lineups of Shifter and Droll into Gozen Match, Torrential Tribute, and Solemn Strike to be more controlling. But I prefer the hand trap version of Trap Tricks because uh, Trap Tricks already loses to back row removal such as Evenly and Cosmic Cyclone. So I think that the back row strategy of Trap Tricks can be very can suffer from that type of gameplay. That's why I prefer the hand trap version of Trap Tricks. So yeah, Trap Tricks is my number 3 rogue best deck on this format. Coming at number 2, we have Pendulum Magician. So this is the most biased deck on this tier list, because in our country, the Duelist Cup Philippines 2023 is won by Pendulum Magician by Sir Alvin, that is running the YouTube channel of Alvin's Dojo. Shoutouts to you, Sir Alvin. Congrats on winning Duelist Cup Philippines 2023. So he used Pendulum Magician to top the tournament, and I was surprised, to be honest, because Pendulum Magician is not a very meta-relevant deck on the previous months or weeks. But I saw the potential of this deck if players are not prepared against it, if they don't have answers or they don't know how to interact on Pendulum Magician. This deck can really steamroll a lot of decks right now on the format, because they can be very explosive. They can set up multiple negates with Apollousa. They can protect their board with Barone. So they have a lot of negates that can be relied on by stopping a lot of meta decks right now. And they can easily push for game using access code with the Celine they have on the setup. So the deck has a good going first, and they have a decent going second as well. That's why I think that Pendulum Magician is a very strong deck if they are not prepared against the Pendulum Magician. And Pendulum Magician also can utilize rank 4 toolbox such as Abyss Dweller that is very good on the popular tier laments, the evergreen tier laments, and the Adamantipator and Earth Good Stuff. Dweller can literally stop the tier laments and Earth Good Stuff from playing the game. So yeah, Pendulum Magician is a very good deck, but they also have weaknesses such as Maxi, of course, because this is a combo deck. They will be annihilated by Maxi, of course, and Nibiru is a good answer to them as well because they tend to special summon a lot. And if you can bait out their main monster negations like Apollousa and Barone, they can get affected by Kurikara, the Divine Incarnate Being. So yeah, these are the weaknesses of Pendulum Magician in my opinion. But I still think that Pendulum Magician is the second best rogue deck on the format. So yeah, at number 2 we have Pendulum Magician. Coming at number 1 we have the Illusionist Chimera. This is a most recent deck from the Duelist Nexus. So this deck saw massive resurgence from Duelist Cup tops on the on Asia. They have a lot of representations from local tournaments as well, from Japan and mainland China. Chimera, Illusionist Chimera is like a branded Despia 2021 upgraded version for me. I find the similarity between the branded Despia and the Illusionist because they try to rely on playing minimal type of board by having Mirror Jade and one interruption, one negate, and with a setup of follow-ups like branded in red. And also their most popular version is the branded Illusionist Chimera. They utilize branded on the Chimera strategy, Illusionist Chimera strategy to optimize and capitalize on the fusion mechanics of this deck by using the branded engine. But the problem is still the same like the 2021 branded Despia. They can be affected by Ghost Bell because you can stop branded in red using Ghost Bell, and Ash Blossom also is very huge on branded fusion, and one infinite impermanence on their choke point can literally end the turn of the deck. But I think that this is a very good mid-range deck on the format. You can play a lot of hand traps as well on this deck, like Imperm and Droll and Ogre. And they have a version of Explosiveness that is centered on explosiveness, like playing the Fright 4 package with the Edge Imp Chain that can add Poly and Fright 4 Fusion. So yeah, this deck is pretty versatile, but I think that this deck will only get better if the players can innovate and solidify a proper deck list and standard deck list for this one. So yeah, this is my number 1 best deck on the format. The number 1 best rogue deck on the format, Chimera Illusionist. So yeah, recap. At number 5 we have Sky Striker. At number 4 we have Sprite Brigade. At number 3 we have Tratrix. At number 2 we have Pendulum Magician. And at number 1 we have Illusionist Chimera. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learn a thing or two. And hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed. And hit the like button if you like this kind of content. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.